I was emotionally destroyed in 3 songs watching D-Day, the final, day 3 of Yoongi, Suga, Agust D's concert series. Yeah, I guess I want to talk about it a little bit. Yeah. So, hi, I'm Monique. I am the host of Off by Purple Hearts. This is my weekly podcast where I get to talk about BTS and K-dramas that I love and K-dramas that I'm watching currently. I've done quite a bit of videos already about BTS actually, in particular, and I really want to talk about Yoongi's concert series. I already have a video up on my channel about day 1, and I want to talk about day 2 and day 3 here, and just how emotionally gut-wrenched I am. I don't know if I feel like I feel very drained. Physically and emotionally. My stomach hasn't been feeling well. My sleep schedule has been very, very screwy. And what's upsetting for day 2 was I actually slept in so much. I pretty much missed a huge chunk of the concert to the point where I actually woke the hell up. It was just as Jimin was prepping to sing like crazy. So Jimin was the special guest for day 2. And I said on my previous video, my previous podcast, yeah, if Jimin was to show up and does Tony Montana, I'm getting on the internet, I'm screaming, I'm hollering, I'm uploading a video right then and there. Only I did not do that because I was so emotionally gutted that I slept in. And make no mistake, a lot of fans, a lot of ARMY actually uploaded a lot of clips. Please, big hit, don't be mad about this. Yet, it's just not the same when you see it after the fact. It's actually getting to watch it in the moment as it's happening and all that adrenaline spike through your bloodstream, through your nervous system. That's what makes it so damn fun. So I was very upset that I did not get to see Tony Montana. I've been wanting this for years. Mind you, I haven't been in the fandom for as long as a lot of veterans. There's people that say that they've been there since BTS debuted in 2013. I don't go back that far. I'm like a 2019. I guess you would call me like a pandemic ARMY, I guess. But yeah, I've been wanting it since I've known of its existence. I've been wanting Tony Montana, so to know that I missed that is very gut-wrenching to me, even though I can see the clips afterwards. Is that weird? Sure, to you. To me, it was everything, and it just makes me very upset that I didn't get to see it. But I was happy that I at least woke up in time to see Jimin do like crazy, and it's a great set as well. And Jimin is always a comedian because Yoongi has this thing where he just cannot look his bandmates, especially Jimin, in the eye, and Jimin consistently calls him out on it. And just to see Jimin kind of like, bro, you're not gonna introduce me when I'm your special guest? But I guess Jimin doesn't really need an introduction, right? And day 2 was just fantastic. You know, there was that usual chaos. Yoongi was throwing Shiba, you know, everywhere. It was just a lot of fun, and I'm glad that I was able to catch a portion of it. And because I was watching through the online streaming service through Weverse, I had purchased that. There is a replay for August 11th for those that may have missed out on some key moments and you want to watch it and all that jazz. You can always watch that, or the other route where the fans actually have all the clips pretty much posted all over social media. But it's just, that gut-wrenched me. It's just, I'm getting older, and it just staying up, I can't do it. I just can't do it anymore. But I did not make that mistake for day 3. I did stay up. Part of that was because my stomach was in knots. I haven't been really feeling good, and I'm still not feeling good, but I was able to wake up for day 3, which brings me to how emotionally charged it was. Obviously, there's a lot of emotions in this because this would mark the end of Yoongi's concert series. He's done 28 dates. This has been spread out for months, and he's been doing this simultaneously with promoting D-Day, and he's also been doing his variety slash interview style format show on Bangtan TV's channel Shuwata, and I've done an episode of Shuwata featuring Jungkook. So he's been handling a lot. So there's a lot of emotional pull in this right off the bat, but I didn't realize how gut-wrenching it was going to be. Now, I had heard rumors that Namjoon would be making an appearance for the final day, and he did make that appearance, and I was fully expecting him to do Strange, which he did, which I think deserved a lot more love in the fandom circle. But anyways, it was as I expected. He came out with his sunglasses, looking hot, and just taking charge, and he was fully in the character of, you know, RM in that song, while Yoongi's kind of looking at him like starry-eyed, like, look at my bro, I've lived with him for 13 years kind of energy, right? And then I was fully expecting him to do his title track, Wildflower, as his solo song, you know, as Yoongi gives space for the members to do their own song afterwards. He kind of gives them the dap, and they go out, and he goes off to the side, and then he allows them full range of the stage. And I was fully expecting Wildflower, which is already an emotional charged song in itself, but what Namjoon actually ended up doing was introducing an untitled new track that he was working on. And the lyrics in it, someone made a joke on Twitter, said that Namjoon did this for like the depression girlies. I did laugh at that. But just for him to come out so emotionally raw in that song, and to see his hair as short as it is, even though he has said on record multiple times this has nothing to do with the enlistment. He even said that in his little statement before getting into his performance, that don't make it a big deal, don't make it more than what it is. It's hot in Korea, cut my hair, move on, right? But then in the same breath, he also made a point of saying, I think this might be the last time I'll be performing on stage for quite a while. I'm paraphrasing, but that to me bodes to, yeah, it may not be imminent, like a big hit notice tomorrow. As I'm filming this is still Sunday, August, is it 5th or 6th? August 6th, right? So I'm going to hold him to that, but I wouldn't be surprised if before or just slightly after his birthday he would be enlisted. And I'm not really looking forward to that. I've been pretty emotionally raw with every enlistment. I was really beside myself when I first heard Jin enlisting. I was really, really emotional, especially because he had let it be known through like a live he did on Weverse that he had seen some of the comments that were made about him, and that how he, quote unquote, was trying to stall the enlistment. He was trying to get out of it, and to level that kind of accusation against a Korean citizen was something that's like deeply personal to them as military. And I'm sure the people that were making these kind of disparaging comments do not have actual family members or those that are in military service or in training, and would know how gut-wrenching of a thing that is in general. And it's just such a sensitive topic, and for people to make light of that in the name of, I don't know, petty fan wars or whatever the hell, it's just, it's upsetting, right? And then seeing him talk about how he was seeing that comments and saying, you know, there's a lot of things that people weren't aware of that was going on behind the scenes, and how many of our plans as BTS as a whole was delayed. And I had to put off doing that, but I wanted to do that. I wanted to serve my country. That kind of broke me. So by the time the enlistment actually did happen, I had a real weird time with it. Jhope, who I also, or Jhope, who I also consider to be one of my biases. I consider Namjoon like my bias, and I also consider Jhope as well my bias. When it was Hobi's turn, that put me in like a week's funk, to be honest. I couldn't even really engage with like BTS content really the same way, because I was just feeling so off. So it's just been one after another, just not feeling hot, and I don't expect I will feel that great with Namjoon's enlistment announcement either. And yeah, the song and the subject matter is beautiful, and the fact that he felt like he could share that for the first time, and that Yoongi gave him the space to do that, was really beautiful. But it also already started stirring up those emotions. Plus, you know, I had to add as an aside, I can't believe I didn't mention that Hobie and Jin were there. This is like editing, Monique, as I'm doing this episode. I didn't really script this one. I don't really script any of my videos, but I at least have somewhat of a timeline, and I did not, you know, I did not think to mention the two of them, and that also led to me feeling super emotional, was seeing them in the crowd. And there's so many clips of them like really getting into it, and you know, waving around their army bombs and stuff, which is really awesome to see as well. And you know, Yoongi did a live, and he showed his tattoo, which has been a thing with the fandom. Now it's just to see the black cat, but yeah, I had to add that little piece in as well, you know. Being sleep deprived and not feeling that hot. Then going into Yoongi's emotionally destructive 3 sets of songs. And if you're a fan that was watching the live stream, or was lucky enough to be at this show, this final show, you would have known just how gut-wrenching it was to witness him do back-to-back Snooze, My Dear Friend, Amygdala, which are all extraordinarily emotionally charged songs on a regular basis. But all the emotion that built up to that final moment, and the tour in itself, there's a lot of imagery towards, you know, Yoongi healing and have been on this personal journey of like mental health and mental clarity, and allowing himself space to grow and let go of the anger and venom that he was holding on to for many years of his earlier career, going into like his childhood and adolescence, and some of the anger that he had held on to, and the mental health issues that he's been very forthright in talking about, and bringing into all of that to reach that climactic point for the final concert. And if you've seen the music video for Amygdala, and you've seen like the VCRs, like the little clips that they play in intermission during the concerts, there was a story, there was a building climactic story of him getting through that door, getting to the other side of it, and being able to start on a new journey, a new healing journey and awareness. And to kind of see all that accumulate, and all the troubleshooting he had to go through with his concerts. As flawless as these concerts have been, his energy's been great, his performance has skyrocketed. You know, you could see him becoming that much more confident of a performer, and kind of going through a type of therapy where it's exposure therapy, where you consistently revisit things that are traumatic to you until your nervous system kind of destabilizes, and it just kind of works through that emotional scarring and pain, right? To witness all of that, and to finally see in that final concert, and that those 3 songs, him just gradually breaking down, was excruciatingly painful. And I'm not someone that likes to cry either. It takes a lot for me to cry and show vulnerabilities to anyone, whether it's loved ones, friends, whomever. I really do my best to keep that private. So when I cry, know that it's like a crushing weight, and I just absolutely incapable of holding it in any longer. And I think that's what I was witnessing with Yoongi in those moments. And it was just so jarring to see. And I've seen him cry before. I've seen the members cry. Festa, to the last year's Festa, where they all had dinner and they were discussing, you know, going on the hiatus, going on the break, and Namjoon breaking down and the other members breaking down, was really gut-wrenching and awful to see as well. And Namjoon, someone else, I cannot see him cry, because and seeing anyone cry, it's distressing, right? But it really hits different when it's like from a member like Namjoon or Yoongi. While Yoongi has opened up a lot and has been really happy lately, and you can see just how much he's enjoyed this concert series and the growth he's had. To see him in that much agony and pain, just reliving everything and seeing where everything has concluded to, it's utterly gut-wrenching. And I can't imagine how the fans were feeling being in that same stadium and witnessing that and the jumbo screen, and seeing him having to kind of steel himself back up to get through these performances, and then him at the beginning of like My Dear Friend having to say, I don't know if I'm going to get through this song at like 6 in the morning. I was bawling. It was embarrassing for me. I was bawling. I was beside myself. Honest to God, it was just, I was just tearing up and tearing up and tearing up. And I honestly didn't even know if I wanted to post an episode today. I didn't know if I want to do a podcast or hop on a TikTok, which I do quite frequently, to talk to BTS fans, just talk about my experience. But I decided to do a video anyways. And then just for the final moments of the show, where you see the conclusion of him with the door that's been symbolized in a lot of the imagery, and for him to make that final wave to the fans and then walk through that door and say his goodbyes. It was beautiful. It was symbiotic. It symbolized a lot, and I'm kind of sad it's over, because it's a great ride, you know. It really kept the fandom energized, and it kept us kind of focused on the things that we love about this group and the individual members. And it was just heavy. Just emotionally heavy day today. And I'm glad I got all that out. So I'm going to leave it at that for now, but happy I got to witness this concert series. I wish Yoongi and the other members really all the best, and I continue to look forward to more of this musical journey with them. And thank you for tuning in. If you had watched or listened to all damn near 17 minutes of this podcast, probably gonna edit maybe a little bit out, but maybe not. I'll see. To whoever's watching on YouTube, thank you. To whoever's listening on Spotify or watching through Spotify, thank you as well. I appreciate it so much, and I hope you take care, and hopefully in the next episode it will be a little bit more lighthearted, and maybe I'll talk about some of the K-dramas I watched recently. But till then, bye. Peace.